What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to another video. Oh. Yeah, we not on the wall today in our normal spot, but we are out here another week, another video. You know how it goes. Always stay committed, even though it is hot, it is sunny, and I'm not gonna lie, markets really haven't moved, so I don't got much to talk about. But what I do got to talk about is market related, but not market specific. My heart goes out to anybody who had the whatever cold wallet that got hacked. I don't really know a whole lot about self-custody. I'll be honest, self-custody has always made me nervous, and I never felt like I personally had the security or the know-how in order to secure my Bitcoin myself. So I never took custody of it. I let the exchange take custody of it because honestly, I don't really have a big enough position where I feel I need to custody it. At some point, I will self-custody some. But honestly, do I think the government's gonna collapse and they're gonna take all our Bitcoin? No. And if they do, at least I'll have some physical gold. So honestly, when it comes to the Bitcoin thesis, it's more so about the technology and why it would become a store of value rather than the self-custody part. Because honestly, yeah, can you take a lot of gold across the country? No, but if there's a global crisis, why would I want to go across the country regardless if this is where my home is? I mean, yes, I would have to travel, but the amount of gold that I would need probably wouldn't be a lot in a crisis like that. And honestly, if I just have to take my survival pack and go, and I spend all my gold on my journey, and when I get to my destination safely, I don't have any, I don't care, because the whole point is surviving. So that's just how I look at it. But again, heart goes out to anybody who is involved in an attack, who lost anything, who know anybody who lost anything. Keep your head on straight. It's not over. You know what I mean? And we're all here for you. Although I don't have a whole lot to talk about today, as far as the markets go, I do have a few topics I want to touch on. First of all, this is not financial advice, right? No financial advice. This is financial entertainment only. Hey, yo, thank God Stretch is moving higher. It is nice to see that Strategy has repurchased some Stretch, and instead of increasing the dividend, ooh, dang, hold on, there was a bee. I thought that mug was gonna get me. I ain't mess with that. But anyways, instead of increasing their dividend, they decided to repurchase some Stretch, which honestly, at first I was kind of upset about, but I kind of understand it after watching the price action, because there's less incentive to short, there's more incentive to only go long, and so it seems to be working. And it's like a one-time dividend increase anyways, because they're repurchasing shares, causing the price to go higher. SATA also has been moving with Stretch, which is nice to see, although they kind of never lost their momentum. Now, the only other thing that's really been going up is gold. Gold has had a nice breakout. Silver is also moving higher with it. I actually did trim my silver, so that's unfortunate because I trimmed because it was getting back to my entry. I was up like 1%, and I was like, you know what? Let me just take this instead of it going negative, and I'll add back in if it goes lower, and if not, I'll be okay. And it went higher, and I'm okay. That's a good transition to my income account, because what has been going on there? Microsoft moved higher 25% in 3 days. I trimmed 28% of my position. That was really nice to see. And so I also trimmed some more this morning just to reduce my exposure. I had an opportunity to get long, leverage Bitcoin again. That is nice. So yeah, guys, I mean, my flywheel's working. I've been able to make a couple dollars for myself, and the income account is working. Woo. Yo, it has not been this hot out lately, but oh my gosh, the sun is beaming. It's bright as all heck. What is going on today? Ugh. Nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the market's been kind of boring, but This is where you just stay disciplined. You reinvest to where you need to either get your cash up, get your positions that you're not allocated correctly up, or you can reinvest back in yourself, your business. For me personally, I don't have any job and I just get paid from dividends, and I'm trying to grow my income account to produce me enough where I don't have to take out of my large account anymore. And so adding back to that income account is essential to me. You know, it's been pretty cool to see that account grow. Last time Bitcoin was around this price and Strategy was around this price, my account was $2,100. Now it went up to $2,200. So that was pretty sick. I mean, between trading and other positions going up that I have, it's been nice to see that I can make a couple dollars. Ooh, he wanted to hit me. Help. You know, I almost didn't do it, but I couldn't let y'all down. But yeah, long story short, this is the boring part. The part that you need patience for, that you need discipline for, where you just chill, stick to the plan, and just keep pushing. So, for me personally, what that looks like is reinvesting back into gold till I build my proper allocation, back into SATA and Stretch until I get to my proper allocation. And when the SP 500 and QQQ drop, I'll start adding back in those two to build my position. Other than that, I mean, yes, there's a couple things I'm swinging, and I'm gonna get to those when we get inside. So I'm gonna catch up with y'all then. All right, crew. Oh, what's up? She said, what's up to everybody? All right, so let's get into what I'm buying and why. All right, since we're already on it, let's start with STRC because this is something we are buying this week. So why? This is the preferred shares of Strategy. STRC variable rate dividend, and currently is paying 12% twice a month. And I love this instrument because it's backed by Bitcoin. It essentially acts as a Bitcoin fixed income instrument. Sorry there, guys, got finessed by my storage. All right, next, what are we buying? SATA. Why? Because it is almost the same thing as Stretch, except for this pays daily and it is pays 13% annually. I love it. I love it. I love it. And both these are return on capital dividends. All right, so what else am I buying? That leads me into gold, which has had a nice breakout. But every time gold is 15% below its all-time highs, currently like 24% off its all-time highs. But anytime it's 15% off its all-time highs, I start accumulating. So I'm only biting a little bit as we're well above our 200 weeks of a moving average here, which lies, all the way down here at 2,900. So we could fall a long ways. So now, what else am I accumulating? So I am not accumulating Bitcoin. You might ask, what? Why? Well, pretty simply, I'm all average in. And anytime Bitcoin drops below this 200 weeks of moving average, that is when I'm going to add. And that is when I'm also going to add to Strategy. I'm just holding strong on my position here also. But like I said, when Bitcoin drops below its 200 weeks of moving average and Strategy does, I will keep accumulating. You can see Strategy is well below its 200 weeks of moving average here. But I'm staying disciplined as, like I said, guys, I'm already averaged in. We are still holding Ethereum here. Our average is about 2,000. We had a bad average. Honestly, if I'm being fully transparent, I haven't been as disciplined as I needed to until recently. And so that's why our trades have been getting better and better. But here, this is an old trade that I just have not sold. SpaceX, we're still in. We have an average of like 163 up here, bought more here, and we're waiting until it drops to 100 to start accumulating more. and then I'll wait till it drops to 50 and I'll start accumulating even more. When it goes single digits, if it goes single digits, I will stack it aggressively. Now, we are still in Microsoft, like I said. Microsoft has had this nice move. Woof, boom, boom. Yeah, you know what I mean? Oh my golly. So I'll be selling the rest of my Microsoft position into all-time highs. I've now trimmed about 50% of my position, honestly. Yeah, 50% of my position I've trimmed. So yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. We're still holding strategy. Like I said, our average is somewhere in 148, I believe. Ooh, that's pretty good considering that the 200 weeks of moving average is at 160. I like that. But with all that being said, that is all I got for you this week, guys. You know, keep your head on strong. If you were part of the attack, I'm sorry to hear it, but you'll make it. Just keep pushing, keep doing your thing, and I'm out of here. Peace.